This episode was so much better than last week's episode. Things overall just progressed more. Characters got where they needed to be. Fights started popping off, final fights. Overall, this episode did so much more than last week's. Definitely more of the type of episodes from One Piece that I want to see, unlike last week's. So to start off with the whole Tashigi and Vergo situation, the irony of him teaching her that lesson that when you care for someone, you try to overlook things and overlook the situation in general. And little did she know later on down the road she would actually experience this with him, because for a while Tashigi was trying to say, nah, Vergo is going to be on our side, something's wrong, something's going on. And Vergo showed that he don't give a fuck about any of these people. Was he actually being genuine with any of them at any given point? Probably not, but he was playing the role perfectly. And on one half, he's a scumbag for what he did, tricking them and everything. But on the other half, I kind of like him. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like how he was so devious and so slick with it that he tricked everyone in the G5 into thinking he was this nice guy, only to later turn around and just do a massacre to them. Like, he just kept on every G5 member stabbing them left and right with his finger. And the thing is, he's just taking them out with one finger. Bam, bam. And then he uses the other one. Bam, bam. And, like, he's a sick guy. He was even going to kill Tashigi right there if it wasn't for Sanji. And that just really goes to show he's merciless, he's cruel, he's calculative. He's a pretty freaking badass villain. So I give him props for that. Sanji showing up against him. This right here is going to establish how strong Sanji is for the most part, because if I'm correct, Vergo's Vice Admiral level, so Sanji going up against him, if he struggles with him or if he takes him out, then it shows you, okay, Sanji is Vice Admiral level more or less. So this is definitely going to be a nice scale where to rule exactly where Sanji is power level wise. Animation, I want to talk about that real quick, because when Sanji showed up, it was just not looking impressive at all. It was kind of looking a little bit crusty, especially his the detail on Sanji, the hands, the outfit, everything just about the animation in general. Not only the animation, the movement, but also just the design. Everything was just kind of off in this episode, unfortunately, because I was really looking forward to some awesome stuff with Sanji and Vergo, and when Sanji kicked Vergo, it really didn't have that beautiful look that I was hoping for. It was just mediocre at best with the animation. So animation, unfortunately, for this episode just wasn't even really what I was hoping for at the very least of, just decent quality. It was just, ugh, with the animation. The whole thing with Smoker and Luffy running and everything, it was a little bit funny. It kind of showed how determined Luffy is. I like the aftermath of him like being out of breath while Smoker just floated all the way to the top. So it was kind of funny stuff. I didn't really care for the beginning of the episode where Zoro and them are kind of joking around on Brownbeard's back. It kind of felt like leftovers from last week's episode with the whole running. It was kind of comedic, but I wasn't really feeling it. I felt like it was a kind of a waste of time. So that was the beginning of the episode that I wasn't really too fond of. But overall, the episode, it had a lot of ass-kicking action. It got characters where they needed to be. It progressed things a little bit further. And it also showed that Caesar doesn't really give a shit about nobody. Vergo don't really give a shit. Caesar's like, yo, we're gonna put the gas. I don't give a shit about that stupid Vergo. So they're both heartless and cruel, which makes Caesar a little bit more like, okay, he's a menace. He don't even care about people that he's working with. He'd probably throw money to the sharks right now if it would benefit him in any which way. So liking more the whole Vergo and Caesar thing. And overall, this episode just progressed things a lot further. Animation, unfortunately, was a letdown because I was really hoping to see some quality stuff with Sanji and Vergo, but that really didn't go down. And the ending was pretty awesome to end on a note like that. Luffy hitting Caesar is like about freaking time. So that got me hyped. All around, with everything considered, the slow start, the bad animation, but at the same time, things progressing, fights starting off, and all around just things moving forward. Give this episode a 7.5 out of 10. It was pretty awesome. Did a couple things, like I said, and overall it was just pretty quality. Much better than last week's episode. Last week's episode, I just don't know what they were doing, but this week, it really got on the ball game, and I was really excited. Let me know what you think, first of all, the whole Vergo situation. Did you see the irony in it? And do you think that Sanji is like a Vice Admiral level now? How you think this is going to go down with him and Vergo? And just overall, what did you think of the episode? Do you think it was a step up from last week's episode? Again, the beginning of the episode felt like leftovers of last week with the whole running thing, but eventually they got over that. And the Smoker and Luffy thing, at least it had a little more comedy to it. And it even gave a little competition. Like, Luffy don't have that Logia power, but he's still trying to keep up with Smoker. And he even made a trailblaze of fire behind him while trying to keep up with Smoker. So that was pretty decent. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up, because now Luffy is about to clean Caesar's clock finally once and for all. And also the Vergo and Sanji fight is going down. So we got some pretty promising things to come. Let's hope animation improves in the next couple episodes, because not looking too good right now. That's all I have. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.